Hi, my name is David Berg with Homes on the Sound at Keller Williams Realty, and this is our marketing and listing consultation. So I'm going to take you through the steps of what it takes to get your home sold in this market. And right here we have the Homes on the Sound team. We still have some updates we're doing to this, but this kind of tells how our team is structured. I'm David Berg. I'm the managing broker, and then we have a team of buyers agents, listing agents, and as well as back office support. So basically, there's three things to sell your house. Number one and number two are going to be your responsibility as the seller, and number three is our responsibility as the realtor. So number one is going to be how your home is priced. We as agents can actually give you an idea of where it should be priced in a market such as this. Now, NAR is the National Association of Realtors, and NAR states statistics for us. We actually pay them quite a bit of money each month, and what they show is if we are priced right, we're going to have offers. If we're having showings and no offers, we're roughly 4 to 6% off. Low showings is roughly 6 to 12% off, and drive-bys only is 12 or more percent off. So what constitutes a low showing is less than 10 showings in 2 weeks, or no showings in 2 weeks means that your home is priced too high. Now, the way it shows is also your responsibility as the seller. Again, we can guide you through that process. And we do provide professional photographers with the state imaging. They'll come out and they'll take high definition photos of your property. And we also use commencement bay staging and design. And commencement bay, we pay for the first 2 hours, and then anything above and beyond that is at your expense if you want to rent furniture and additional stuff like that. But a lot of times they can come in and they can give you ideas on what you should do with the furniture you already have. So communication and honesty is very important. Communication being that if somebody were to come in and tell you that your property had an odor, such as maybe it smelled like a dog or a cat, or perhaps it smelled like cigarette smoke, we'd want to communicate back with you and be very honest and open and let you know that your home smells like dog or cat. And we're not saying that it does, but that's just what we want to make sure that we communicate. We also want to communicate any kind of showing feedback, whether it's something you can change or something you cannot change. Such as if they were to let us know that you had maybe the yard was too small or something like that, we would want to relay that message back to you, and that would be something you couldn't change. However, if you had a pet odor or something like that, that would be something we could remedy, and we'd want to remedy right away. The number three is marketing, and this is our job as the realtor. It's very important that we market your property in as many possible angles that will effectively market as possible. So where buyers found the home they purchased, as of last year, 51% found their home online via the internet, 30% via a real estate agent. That doesn't mean the ones that were on the internet, it doesn't mean that they didn't use a real estate agent, but it means that what it used to be is that we would actually bring homes to people and tell them these are the homes we're going to go see today. And now what ends up happening is the buyers basically bring us a list of homes that they want to go see, and we're strictly just letting them in, and then we negotiate from contract to close. Then 7% via the yard sign and open house sign, 6% friend, relative, or neighbor, 5% home builder or their agent, 2% directly from the seller or someone who knew the seller, and then less than 1% print newspaper advertisement. We don't really use any kind of newspaper advertising anymore because it's a dying way to market now. Then real estate agents, again, constitute 30%. So what we do to market to our agents, we use electronic flyers where we'll actually send all the agents that are in the area, we'll send them flyers to let them know that your property just came on the market. We also have paper flyers, which we keep inside the listing, but then we have perma flyers we keep outside, which is actually on the post. And so many people nowadays are actually taking pictures with their smartphones, things like that. But we want to make sure we have paper flyers inside in case people are touring the property and perhaps their realtor didn't bring the print out. We want to make sure that they have that on hand. As well as virtual tours, we offer that to the other agents. And then our realtor meetings, we have over 300 agents at our Keller Williams office alone. So During that time, we will notify all the agents during our meeting and let them know that we have a new listing that just came on the market, as well as we display it in our office to show them all the photos and everything. And then we have constant communication, and this is very important, agent to agent, because it's important that we communicate with the agents, letting them know if the property was originally priced too high and we had to reduce the price, then we want to reach out to all those agents that already showed the property and see if they still have their buyers and see if their buyers might be interested now that the price is more within what they were shooting for. Then next we have online, and 51% of the first-time home buyers first found their home 51% first found their home online. And so the way this is done is your property is placed into what we call 5 different marketing buckets. Number 1 is the brokerage websites. Those are things such as Windermere, John L. Scott, Keller Williams, Coldwell Banker, Redfin, as well as many others. And then you have your national portals, which are the things like homes.com, Trulia, and what else is there? Zillow, things like that. Then you have your classified services. Those are the ones like, I guess, Craigslist is probably your biggest one. There's Facebook classified services. And then we have our search engines. Search engines being the things like Google and Bing are probably your 2 biggest ones. Google actually amounts to about 10 times the traffic that Bing does now. And the way we do that is we use pay-per-click advertising, where we actually advertise your property and we set a certain budget for each day. So if we were to set $1,000 on that, we'd want to make sure that it's showing up to the top of Google and getting as many impressions so we can get as many eyes on it as possible. All we ask from you as the sellers is that you don't go out and look for your listing, because then you're going to start using up those impressions. And if you click on it, it costs money every time you do so. And the next one is the social media. Social media is probably our biggest source, being Facebook. And then you have Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn. Facebook is probably our most effective source right now. And the reason is because of big data. And what that's allowing is we're able to actually target specific demographics. For example, if you had, like, let's say a $400,000 home, we know that we would want to target a certain income level. And income levels being 75,000 and up is probably what we'd want to aim for. And then also let's say we put $1,000 into that boosted post. We know that that would amount to about 20,000 eyes seeing your listing, and we would target that very specifically. For example, if you had a certain specific type of house, like one that I can think of right now is perhaps a castle. There's a house that I know that kind of has the looks of a castle. Perhaps we'd want to target like a certain demographic of people, like say people that like the show Game of Thrones or something like that. So there's many ways that we can actually target specific demographics, and we kind of want to think outside the box and get really creative with that, so that we're really targeting the people that we know want to see it. For example, we had a place that actually had a bunker recently, and for that reason we were targeting doomsday preppers, and that was actually pretty effective, and we found a buyer for it that way. So social media is a wonderful way for finding hidden buyers. And believe it or not, when you're out there on Facebook, you're giving them all your information, believe it or not, and you'll be very surprised at what kind of ads are showing up for you based upon that. So then you have your signs and your flyers, and your signs and flyers amount to about 7%. And what we use these little call capture signs that hang on the bottom of the signs. And what these are used for is you text the word HOTS, and this one's probably not going to work, but you would text that word HOTS and it would give you property information about that listing. And then what would happen then is one of our agents would call them back to get them inside the house. So it's really effective for sellers to get the people that are there at the street into the house so they can actually take a look as soon as possible. Now, what I do recommend is you don't go around and text those signs, because if you do, you're going to get a call back from an agent thinking that you want to look at a property. Next up, we have the property flyers. And the way that works is these are the property flyers that sit inside the property. And out at the street, once again, we have our perma flyer that is basically eco-friendly and it's on the post. It doesn't use as much paper. However, we do know that the paper flyers are effective for being inside the house, and open houses love it when they have these to actually walk through and take a look at it and get all the bedrooms, baths, square footage, as well as all the marketing remarks and all the details about the property. Lastly is the open house, and open houses amount to about 7%. And it's very important that we offer the open house in the very first weekend, because that's what we kind of call the kickoff open house. And a lot of times there might be an agent that's out of town, and this way their buyers can get in there and see it. And we try to make sure our listings make it through the first weekend, because that's usually when we amount to the most showings taking place on Saturday and sometimes Sunday as well. And having said that, it's very important that the open house is structured in a way that we can drive as much traffic as possible in a short window of time, because we know that the more people we get into the open house during that short period of time, the crowds will actually attract more people. So we want to have a large number of people going through there in a short window of time. And we do aim to have our houses come live on Thursdays for the most part. And the reason is because we really want that to replicate across the internet and be pushed out to all the sites by Saturday morning. So it allows 24 to 48 hours for all the replication to take place. And then our company is called Keller Williams Realty. We're #1 real estate company in the United States by agent count, volume, and closed transactions. And our team is called Homes on the Sound. And my name is David Berg. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. My number is 253-234-4289. You can also visit our website, homesonthesound.com, or shoot me an email, david.berg@kw.com. Thanks and have a great day.